Hey you guys, I'm Manny Mew, and today we're doing a Reddit relationship advice story time. I'm pretty much just going to be reading a Reddit relationship topic, and then I'm going to be giving my own personal opinion about what I would do in a situation if I was in one similar to it. Or, I'm just basing it off of experience of things that I've been through within dating. And I would love for you guys to leave a comment down below if you guys have any thoughts or opinions on this topic, as well as if you've just been in a similar situation. I would be happy to check out what you guys have to say as well. Before I forget, if you guys like the faux fur hat I'm wearing, the bracelets I'm wearing, the necklaces, the shirt, or anything in my background, feel free to check out my affiliate links, which will be down below in the description box. I receive a small commission if you purchase through any of these links. It really helps me out and it helps this channel out, and I greatly appreciate it if you do. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. So it says, boyfriend has been cheating on me for 2 years. He wants counseling, but does it even work? She's had this boyfriend of 2 years. They have had wonderful, fun, caring, and kind relationship. He has a son, and I have 2 children. They have all met and are all great friends. We have been talking of moving in together, as in buying a house together, so that they could have enough room for everyone. Yesterday morning, she couldn't find her phone, which happens frequently. I asked him to call my cell, which he does, and it keeps ringing until it goes to voicemail. He gets distracted with the kids. I find my phone and I go back to retrieve his phone, which is still unlocked. Let me note here, I have never looked at his phone. I have never suspected the need to. Well, it's open and a message comes through from someone named Paula as she's picking up the phone to return it. Now, she's never met anyone named Paula before within the family and friends, considering they've been hanging out during holidays for Christmas, which of course makes her feel uneasy. I open it and I'm smacked with nude pics, graphic details, dick pics from him to this Paula. I have to stop and go hide in the bathroom so I can take screen photos of this with my phone. I scroll through as fast as I can because maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this stuff is old. I'll read it later. I turn his phone off after taking about 7 photos without reading the dates and comments and give it back to him. He leaves for hockey practice, so he takes off. She finally sits down to read this stuff. It's awful. Clearly is someone he has been fooling around with. Dates and times match up with when they're not together, from when he's supposed to be out with his friends from the hockey team to when he is supposed to be doing mundane life stuff like groceries or doing laundry. Apparently he's been meeting this woman during the times he is not with her. Let me make it clear, as I read through I discover she is also a mother and lives somewhere near me. Thank goodness she doesn't know her. And they slept together on Valentine's Day about 2 hours before the person writing this went to his house, made him a home-cooked candlelight dinner with music and dancing, and of course lots of sleeping together. I am shaking at this point, so I thought, well, if this was me, I would want to know, so I calmly called the number at the top of the screen. I'm already under the impression that she doesn't know about me, as her text seemed to reveal that they are on a full-on relationship with each other, with her thanking the guy for being a good influence on her son. So he is pretty much integrated into this relationship as if he has 2 girlfriends pretty much. So she ends up calling her and she asks if the woman knows her. Of course she says yes, and she gently breaks it to her that she is his girlfriend and they've been together for 2 years. The other woman busts out crying, didn't know about her, and she's completely sorry, which in turn the woman writing this says that she is sorry as well. They agreed to meet while the guy is at hockey. Once they do, they compare timelines. She started dating him the same week I did. Ooh, yikes. Like, that's freaking horrible. Like, 2 years. It's like both of you guys were the other woman. Like, it wasn't even solidified that there was like one before the other, kind of, almost. But so yeah, he's been cheating for 2 years. It comes to light that he had been pulling away for her within the last year, which makes sense because it says that that's when they started integrating each other's families and kids and started spending holidays with each other and traveling together. But he never ended things with her. It turned into more of a friends with benefits sort of situation. They only use birth control through the pill, and since they've been together, that's pretty much the only contraception they use. The woman who's writing this post expresses that she can't get pregnant anymore, so they haven't been using contraception at all. So who she thought was her loving boyfriend has been putting her health at risk, both of their healths at risk. So she said she was going to the doctor to go get tested. So we decided to confront him. His son would not be home for the rest of the afternoon. So I went over first and left the front door unlocked. She pretty much goes to his house and leaves the door unlocked. She starts making tea for the guy and waited for the other girlfriend to show up. And boy did she. She burst through the door, punched him right in the face, and laid into him something fierce. I was shaken violently. I was so upset listening to her give him hell for leading him on, for using her, for lying to her for 2 years. And what did Mr. Wonderful say? Absolutely nothing. He apologized but had no excuses. It was a gong show. Anyway, after she left, once I picked her off the floor as she was sobbing uncontrollably, and I sat with him and waited for him to explain, still nothing. He can't explain it. He doesn't know why he didn't stop it. He can't understand why he would hurt me or us both so badly. Since I wasn't getting anywhere with him, I figured the best thing to do would be to tell him to fess up to the family. When his son came home, he told him what he had done, and of course his son was gutted. I had to console the poor little guy. His parents lived close by, so I went with him and his son and watched him admit everything to both his parents, who were floored and both cried. Now that I'm over the shock, here is my question. I do love this man. We have had an amazing time together, and I've never felt more honest with a person. I completely trusted him, and he ruined us. He has suggested over and over we go to counseling together. I don't really see how counseling will help him not to lie to me or chase after someone if he gets bored with me, since obviously I wasn't enough for him or he would have stayed faithful. I also don't see how counseling will help me give him another chance. I'm looking for suggestions. People in your experience with cheating partners, has counseling helped? So, counseling can only do so much. If a guy has been knowingly cheating on 2 different people at the same amount of time for 2 years straight, integrated families, their own kid into a situation, it is very clear that this person is selfish. It is very unfortunate that both of these women were in this situation where they really thought this guy was an honest, truthful, loving guy, but he ended up playing both of them. And it's just to the degree that he does it, it is so disrespectful to both of these women, because it's like he doesn't express anything, and there honestly is no good reason for why people cheat. I actually wrote a complete blog post about why people cheat and how none of those reasons are justified, which you guys can find in the description box down below. But there is absolutely no logical reason why somebody should cheat. They should just break up with the person. And another thing I do have to say is that this woman, she did end up going through his phone, which, I mean, curiosity, it happens. And it's like, especially if you see something that's unfamiliar, you see a name that's unfamiliar. But I honestly feel like if you ever feel the need to check someone's phone, there's something wrong there. There's something not right. And it could be the most abrupt little feeling, but it's like, if you see something, it's almost like it's a sign, like, yeah, this isn't it. And it's really unfortunate that she found all these different things and she realized, wow, this guy is somebody completely different from who I don't even really know. Within this situation, it is so great that they did not already live together, because that would be a horrible situation to be in, especially if your kids are integrated where they live together. It's already bad enough that the kids are pretty much seeing each other like family almost because they hang out so much. But it's just like, another thing I'm even thinking about is, did he bring his kid around the other kids of the other woman? Like, it's just so many different aspects to think about. And I know I personally would be so upset. Like, why would you put the whole family in that situation? Why would you be so selfish? And why would you think you wouldn't get caught? Because that's the thing about cheaters. A lot of them don't think they're going to get caught. They're going to keep doing these things over and over again, especially if they know they can get away with it. And you can even tell, because he didn't really have an explanation or a reason for why he did it. He was just like, I pretty much don't know why I do it, but I still want to get counseling. And it's like, what? No, absolutely not. Like, you're cut off. It's like, don't get me wrong, it's something when you spend all this time with someone. It is truly a lot of effort, a lot of time, a lot of love that you put into a relationship where you end up being with somebody and you think you're gonna be with them, you integrate them into your entire life, and then you find out that they cheat. It's like, there is no coming back from that, in my personal opinion. I know I've personally been cheated on multiple times, but you can't really come back from that. Because there's also the factor of the concept of once a cheater, always a cheater, which I also wrote about in a blog post linked down below. People normally will cheat again on you specifically. Like, if someone cheats on you, 9 times out of 10, they're going to cheat on you again, because you get what you allow, unfortunately. And people are going to think, oh, well, since I cheated on you once and you took me back, then that means you're going to be okay if I cheat on you again. And that's really unfortunate, but that's just the way people think a lot of times. But yeah, so what do you guys think about this situation? What would you do, and what advice would you give in this situation? Because I know personally, I would just cut the whole relationship off, explain to the kid, like, yeah, they're not going to be in our lives anymore, and it is what it is. It's really unfortunate, but it's just the way that it has to be, because you can't really come back. You could try to go to counseling, but if this guy willingly did this for 2 years, there's no coming back. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Feel free to check out my other Storytime videos, and I'll be back soon with another video.